Today we'll be looking at the Super League. Obviously it didn't happen, thank God for football, but we want to see what this would actually look like. Let's see the format, let's see what they proposed, and let's see who Football Manager thinks would have won it for fun. Obviously it's not going to happen now, so we're just going to have a bit of fun with it. So this was made by someone and they have added the other teams in, because obviously we only had 12 initially, but the plan was to have 20 teams. So they've added Monaco, Dortmund, Bayern, PSG, Benfica, Porto, Lyon and Leipzig. So some of the big German clubs, the big French clubs, and a few of the Portuguese. So they've split into two groups. This is how it would have looked. Group A and B. So Group A, you've got Arsenal, Monaco, Dortmund, Bayern, United, Milan, PSG, Real Madrid, Benfica and Juventus. Group B, Atletico, Barcelona, Chelsea, Porto, Inter, Liverpool, City, Lyon, Leipzig, Tottenham. My personal picks for what I believe the table will look like, I'd say top four in no particular order is going to be Bayern, United, PSG and Madrid. And for Group B, I'm going to guess Liverpool, City, Barcelona and Chelsea. So we're just going to have a quick look at some of the transfers that were made. Neres went to Madrid, Semesko went to Bayern, Godlidini went to Ajax, Costa went to Roma, Stones went to Inter, Milik went to Atletico, Udod went to City, and they're pretty much all the big ones. So here's Group A. These are the final standings for this group. So we've got Barcelona, Liverpool, Bayern and Chelsea. They were the four I picked, but I think they were pretty obvious, really. So these four qualify. Barcelona haven't won. They've just qualified for the knockouts. So it doesn't really matter as long as you enter the top four, really. Also just missed out Inter Milan. AC Milan, Dortmund, Monaco and Benfica all struggling, really. So let's have a quick look at some of these matches. Let's have a look at Arsenal. Did they play Bayern? Yep. And they lost 6-0 on aggregate. So back to their ways. This is very accurate. You know this is accurate when Bayern are spanking them both times. They lost to Barcelona, Liverpool again, and Inter. So it looks like they must have. They didn't lose against Chelsea, which is something, I guess. Drew against Chelsea, so they beat Chelsea, they beat Dortmund. So they just beat all the small teams, really. Benfica didn't win any games, unfortunately for them. Monaco only won one against Liverpool. Dortmund just beat Monaco and Benfica, so they were struggling. Barcelona, they pretty much beat the smaller teams, got draws against the bigger teams, and lost to Chelsea. So they pretty much drew a lot of games to get through to the top. Liverpool doing quite decent, taking some points from Bayern, Arsenal, Chelsea, Inter. Some draws of the bigger teams, 2 draws with Barcelona, and lost against Bayern, Milan, Inter. Bayern Munich pretty much bummed Arsenal. That was their specialty. Beat Dortmund. They're used to doing that. So overall, the top teams, they beat all the rest. They got a few draws with the other big teams, and they lost 1 or 2. So here we have Group B. Finished Atletico, City, United, and Juventus. So I guessed City, United, Madrid and PSG. I was wrong on that. Atletico are top, City, United and Juventus. Porto again struggling. So we progress to the knockouts. They are quite short. They only have a quarter semi-final, so it's not as long as the Champions League. So we have Atletico and Juventus. Atletico won 2-1 on. So Atletico won 2-1. Bayern beat City 1-0. Barcelona went through on penalties against United, and Liverpool beat Chelsea. So Bruno, who's this guy? Stengs. We got to the semis, already down to 4 teams. It's going quick. Atletico won 2-2 with penalties. So good win against Bayern Munich. And Barcelona and Liverpool. Liverpool nicked it in extra time. So once again, Liverpool doing over Barcelona. Quite a quite a weird team. Weird team. Semedo, Matip, Mandy. Where's Van Dijk? Fabinho, Milner, Chamberlain, Marley, Minamino, Salah, Robertson. And they beat Barcelona somehow. So, Atletico and Liverpool got through and they reach the final. The final ends 2-1 to Liverpool. Liverpool are not only recent Champions League winners, but become European Super League winners. The first ever. So, big achievement to them. Not thrilled with that as a United fan, but what can you do? Let's have a look at the match. 50-50 pretty much. Loads of shots, loads on target. Pretty even possession. And Llorente scored for Atletico, and Salah and Semedo early goals held it off and pretty much won. So Liverpool were Super League winners. We can have a look at how the players performed. 13 for Salah, 12 for Messi, 11 for Ibra and Lukaku, 10 for Mbappe, 10 for Dembele, 10 for Bernardo, 9 for Ronaldo. You got to remember this is a lot shorter, so, and the majority, some of these got knocked out earlier. So you look at 20 games, 13 goals, 12 goals. Pretty good. I mean, Ibra had 11 in 16, Lukaku had 11 in 18. So pretty good stats, pretty good going for them. Assists, we've got Firmino, Kane and Telles leading. Player of the match, 11 for Messi, so obviously he was a good performer. I don't know if there's any awards, no. So it looks like Messi and Kane were probably the best players in the league. And that was how a Super League would go. It would just be 2 groups. We played 20 matches, 10 home, 10 away. You get into the knockouts. It doesn't matter if you're first, second, third, fourth. You go into it and you can get knocked out straight away, even if you win the groups. So, would have been a bit of a... It'd almost be like, it doesn't really matter where you finish, as long as you get top 4. So, to me, that is a bit of a dodgy system. I imagine as a United fan it'd be depressing winning the Super League group to then get knocked out by Porto in the first round, for example. But hey, thankfully it didn't happen. The Super League's gone. Apparently Liverpool would have won it. Would they have really? It's hard to debate. If Klopp's back, if Van Dijk is back, if Salah's back in form, and they're playing well, you can't really argue against that. So, thank you for watching this simulation, and I hope to see you all soon.